So you just got to acknowledge that. And if you don't want your video to show, a lot of you turn yours off. That's just perfectly fine. So we're going to do this in two parts. Let me get rid of, I'm going to close up my participants. I think we got everybody here is going to be here. Hang on, if I can just move that out. Okay. And the meeting chat. So it's to, if you could do me a little favor and just make a note of your meeting, do not, if you do it through the chat, I'll be distracted because it's hard to be like a monitor or the host and the speaker. So this should run about 20 minutes and we'll have time for questions, I promise. So starting now with my PowerPoint slide where we're going to show that, I got it up. So a little bit of share screen here, Joyce. So here we go. Make the most of your, here we go. I got to get over to slideshow. Okay, and then from the beginning. Okay, no. What is the point of a business page? I'm going to wake you all up with that. Why even have one? Because that is your presence on Facebook and you won't be breaking the rules. I've known of churches, Toastmasters clubs, shut down because they impersonated themselves as a person. You know what? Your business, not a person. Sound like I'm lecturing, and I will for a minute. You create the page through your personal account, just so you know. And that way you have this presence on Facebook. You can provide information about yourself. It can help with search engine optimization. Someone like you, Linda, who's under a much larger company, could also have a DBA of some kind so that you can still talk about it. But there's lots of rules. So if anybody else is in an MLM, like Linda is, check with your upper ups. And you can talk about tips and trends in your industry. There's a lot of reasons to be on Facebook. Here we go. Brand awareness. We're just going to hit them real quick and then delve into each one. Increase your brand awareness. Share your expertise. Make it easy for people to reach you. Yes, there are those people who will want to reach you through Facebook. Do they email you? No. Do they go to your website? No. Do they call you? No. Whatever. Like, okay, then I'll make it easy for you. Get more clients, referral partners. Stay connected with your existing clients and referral partners. Let's break down brand awareness. Brand awareness is really that whole idea of people even knowing that you exist. And so through your regular posting on a Facebook page, you can have tips and trends. You can go to other companies' business pages and have them share their tips. You can share, well, I'll mention that as another slide, but also you can share from your business page over to your personal page on Facebook, of course. And you would, though, enter the business page as you personally, not as your business. And also, please, I beg of you, have your information be consistent or relatively consistent with your other marketing. Lori, as much as anybody here knows about that, it's her strong background. And you want, for example, your profile photo may be the same, but you might choose to use a logo. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Maybe the banner photo is similar. The about section is somewhat similar. So people know that it's you. Sharing your expertise. Of course, your own post, this may be a little redundant, is a way to share your expertise. Photos, videos, you can do a Facebook Live, say, instead of a regular post. You can follow pages of industry leaders and then share from their page over to your business page. I'm not talking personal, but your business page. And you even have your own feed, if you will. I guess that is the right word, within your business page from those pages that your page has followed. Keep looking for these key trends and changes because you live in your own little world, and sometimes we can get a little siloed and we don't necessarily know that. I just want to make sure my recording is on. Yeah, we did do that. So also, here's how to make sure people can reach you. And you may want to be selective how you handle the contact information. For myself, I have a website. I have my email. I have my Google Voice number. So you probably don't want to put up your personal cell number. I mean, you can if you want, but it's so easy to get a Google Voice number. It's free and it syncs with your personal cell number. There is a services tab where you can update pricing. You can add or remove services. That's another place for people to reach you or learn about you. And then always be sure to check notifications, comments, and that people can, unless you turn it off, people can message you through your Facebook inbox, your Facebook business page, I mean, as well as they could message you theoretically through Facebook Messenger. If you don't want that, you can turn that off. Now, how do we get some traction here? Because it's always $1 million question. Invite people to like and track with your business page. Just recently, I asked some clients of mine if they would please, if they would like to get my newsletter. Okay, so maybe I don't ask too many asks at once. So maybe next week or next month, I might circle back to them and say, oh, thanks so much for getting my newsletter. If you wouldn't mind, would you please like my Facebook page? Here's the link. And then they also can even make it a favorite. If they haven't maxed out their favorites, I believe that's still 30. But they could, if they would comment, please, if they would like it. There's energy around other people paying attention to your posts. And even if it's just a few of them, that's better than none. Now, ask a client. I did that this morning. I was going to ask another client to do it earlier, but then her computer blew up and we had issues. So anyway, so I emailed a very recent client and I said, hey, Kelly, please do me a favor and write me a Facebook review. And sure enough, she did, bless her heart, because I hadn't had one in like 2 years. I mean, as I said, I've not been doing much with Facebook. So, okay, I got to get Thomas in here, a little bit of a late arrival. Okay, so, and when, by the way, when they write you that review, it shows up as a post on their page. And obviously, you want to be responding to comments, responding to the reviews, all of that. And now here's where you can stay connected. Have your business page like the page of your client. Duh, right? I already talked about this, but especially your clients, especially your referral partners. So that way you can be up to date with what's with their business and changes and happenings selectively. And I stress this, selectively friend your business colleagues. When you're friends with people on Facebook, you know what's going on with their lives. You know if their mom just died, or if their pet died, or if they have a new grandchild, or if they've moved to South Carolina, or I mean, all these things with their life, you are more abreast of it. So maybe you were going to reach out for something like, oh, maybe I'll hold off until Marie really gets settled in, give her another week, something like that. So again, I'm not saying you should do it with a lot or a few. It's all of that choice around who you bring into your personal life, if you will, in Facebook is your call. I mean, for me, I'm a lot pickier about who I become a friend with on Facebook than I am, say, connection on LinkedIn. I treat those platforms quite differently. So let's see, where are we at? Oh, okay. Now is the point where I stop sharing my PowerPoint and, oh, I'm in pretty good shape. Yay. I'm going to share instead my Facebook itself. Just got to make sure I have it. But then I lost it. Okay, I'll bring it up. Just don't start talking amongst yourselves, though. Okay, I'm going to go to this one here. Okay, no. So, get out of that and go to share. Here we got it. Now, it's possible as you're seeing this that a video may block things. So if you, like, for example, I see now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus me on the right-hand side of my Zoom screen. So if I'm talking about something, you're like, I can't see it, Joyce, just move around that Zoom screen. So here we are in my home page of Facebook. Can I have at least Linda? Can you see it okay? Just raise your hand. Or Maria, you can see it? Okay, cool. See, up here is the menu. So up here, meaning 9 dots. 9 dots is right next to the little lightning bolt thing, Messenger, which is next to notifications. It's over here. There's 4 little icons at the top right of any page within Facebook. So when we click on the 9 dots, then we get a menu. And over on the right, we get Create. You scroll down about halfway within Create, and you see Page. There it is. So I'm going to click on Page so that you can see what it looks like when you have a baby page. I mean, it's like not even born yet, sort of, because it's not created. So let's talk about starting a page. Your business name. So you go to type it in and Facebook goes, whoop, not available. Well, then you might have to, actually, it's not so much the business name as the username. So I've thought about this now here in the real time moment. I think you could pretty much put anything for a, well, within propriety for a Facebook business page, but I'll show you where the username comes in. But so let's, because this looks different than it used to look. And that's what annoys me about Facebook, of course. So you can also go here to use the name, the organization. Let's click on learn more and see what they say even here. So here's how you can change a name. Maybe you would have changed a name. Here, what you can't have in a name. So they go and they do walk you through this. So I do suggest if you're starting a Facebook page to click on that learn more to see what's up. So we're going to go back here. Then category, very limited categories. So like for you, Maria, and you have this very specialized kind of business, it might not have it. So but you have to have a category. So just look through what you can find to see if you can come up with something. And then the bio is 100 characters. So this is just short and sweet, succinct. You have a place to talk about more things. So, okay, so you got that going. So we're going to go back to here. We're actually going to go back now to getting into a page. Okay, sorry. Goodness, this is my Facebook that I want. All right, so now I want to go into my page. So you might think, oh, well, don't I just go over here to go to Boomer's Social Media Tutor? No, that's Joyce looking at the Boomer's Social Media Tutor page. That's like any of you could go into is what you would see, but I want to go into it as Boomers. So I don't know how much you guys can see of this, but if you click on that little picture, your profile picture from your personal account, just click on it, and then Facebook will give you this little gray box that says switch. It's right below your, like for me, Joyce Feustel. So switch. And if you have more than one page, watch out, because I have a few. So I'm switching, and then it should go over there. So I want to go into, I got to pick a page, right? So now, because I'm also part of a page for my church and 2 of my Toastmasters clubs. And now watch this. Hopefully you can all see that on the left. It said switching over to your page, and you're going to say yes. You try that one more time. Go back to here. I'm going to switch. I'm going to go here to Boomers, click on that, and it should show. I'm actually in it. Okay, this is what the page looks like to me, not to you, unless, so there's Jada's back, unless you were one of my helpers. So all this on the left, though, is the main thing that's different. So we just ignore that for now. So we're going to go and just look through these sections, and this is in the PDF I'll send you probably no later than Friday night, probably by Thursday night. So I'm just getting back to my own notes. So first, let's talk briefly about post. So post is where we start. Post is just going to show you what you have posted recently on your page. So here's my tip from last week. So I mainly go in to, I have a minimum of 1 post a week, my Tuesday tip, which is the same one I use for LinkedIn. Then about half the time I have a blog post up, maybe 3/4 of the time. That's on Friday. So then here's a group. See, there's Lori. We're in this group together. So this just shows me, and it shows, any comments or likes or loves and all of that. So that's my post. Now the about section, see, we're seeing it here, but let's look at it when we click on it. So now when you click into about, then it gives you this opportunity to edit. So if I wanted to add one more category, I would go in here and try to add the category. So I would go here, see, then I could type something in here. I wonder if they would have death. So you know what's so interesting, Maria? Funeral services and cemetery. You must get this a lot, right? So I guess we'll have to leave you to your own devices to figure out your category. Here would be, not my personal address. Here are the communities in the Denver area that I serve. But let's say, Parker, it's kind of far from Lakewood, but I might go there. It's, fairly close to, you can only have 10 service areas. Oh, too bad, so sad, Parker. I think I'll have to leave them out. I do have about a 20-mile kind of radius where I'll drive. Okay, then this is the Google Voice number I was telling you about. Here's my email and then my website. I could put social links in here. I probably should. I have them someplace else. But okay, so that's just a few things. I'm just kind of, I have a highlight here. Now, I'll tell you folks what's really strange in this current iteration of business pages is why they have work in education. Well, maybe people would be interested in me as a business owner, what I used to do. I mean, I have that in Joyce, so maybe I will populate it. I don't know where I've lived. Really, whose business is that anyway? Family, am I going to say who I'm married to? No, this is my business. Okay, enough of my ranting. Now, details about me. Okay. There's also something like this on your personal profile. So I could, if I really spend some time, I'd probably update this a little bit. Too many sentences start with I anyway. And so that's a little narrative. As far as I know, there is no character limit to my understanding. Notice here is where I have my social links. As I say, I probably should also have them under contact and basic information. So that's just the two other sites I really spend time on. LinkedIn, of course, is where I live, really, and Instagram, I kind of dip in and out of LinkedIn. I could put my name pronunciation here, come think of it. I have it over on my Joyce Feustel, my personal part. So those are just some things you could have here in what's called life details about you. Now, mentions. Here's where is, no, it's the next one I'm going to show you. I have this little confession. Now, recently, do you know these people? Hey, Maria, you should get on their podcast. Do you know her, Diane? Okay, you should check her out. So she has this really interesting company where they do, it's all around coaching around preparing for death, things like that. So I was on her podcast. And so see what she's done here is she typed in my website and she tagged my business page. So therefore, when this happened back in August, I wrote her a little note, a comment on her post. So that's what you want to do. Check your mentions. Well, you will be notified up in your bell icon, by the way, about any activity on your page. And well, most, I think, not all, but most of the time you will, something like this, you would have a notification. And even if you're not in your business page, you will still see that notification in your personal side of Facebook. But here's what I've been, here's all the drama. Okay, so watch this dude, OMG. In fact, I had 3 of these the other night when I was getting ready for this class. I'm like, oh, I hate this when this happens. So this dude here is going to get other people interested in his thing, but I don't want that, right? I mean, this is creepy. So what do we do with creepy? You click on the top 3 dots, and I'm tempted to just right away just wipe out him, but I want to report this post. And when you report it, it's not something like super scary, right? But it's spam, right? And we don't allow things like that, okay? Directing people away from Facebook. Misuse, that's truly what this is, right? So I'm submitting this report. Now notice, this is where I can also dump real Dan. I never want to see him ever again. So I'm going to block him, confirm that, and now I am done. I'm done with Dan, and he's not there on, see, it's gone already. Isn't that cool? And here's my beloved Kelly, who I twisted her arm this morning, so you can see what a regular post. This is a recommendation. So I'd go here, I'd say, oh, Kelly, thank you. Thank you. Where are we? Something's happening. Thanks for this wonderful review. I'm having something I'm clicking is throwing me off. Okay, sorry for the inconvenience. Okay. Thanks for your wonderful review. Ever noticed when you type it in front of other people, it's really hard? And just enter. I could go back and edit my comment. So now we're going back. So we've gotten through reviews, services. Okie doke. Services. Here again, watch out. You might have your pricing from 2 years ago. Be careful. So whenever you change something with Facebook and you've had it, just go back and think, do I have that on Facebook? Maybe I better check. So here's my social media tutoring. And they have character limits on the titles, the service name, the description. I prefer variable price, and probably a lot of you, that would be the case too. You can have a picture with it. Here's my group training, my done for you, where I actually will write someone's profile for them, my free ebook, many of you have that, and of course, this very group. So that's really handy to have. Now, watch this from, I think, any of these tabs, you can go down. I can look and see who my followers are. I can look at recent pictures, recent videos. So it's just cool because there is also a more button where you can go into groups you might have connected to your page. I'm not going to take time today for all of that, just because I really wanted to make this very high level kind of overview. So we've gone through about, emotions, and services, and there's like 3 more things I want to do. So let's start with settings. Just like you have settings for your personal Facebook page, your personal profile, your account broadly, you can have settings for your page, your business page. And here, folks, is where the username is. So what throws me off now is, where do you enter your username? Maybe this is where you have to do it if you don't have one. So I will say this, I'm a little mystified. So if anybody on this Zoom call who knows more than Facebook than I do, which is, could be very many of you, frankly, so then you go in here, and this is where it can't be the same that somebody else has. So I think, oh, well, I'm going to change my name because people say, oh, you work with more than boomers, so I'm going to put XYZ or whatever. Or maybe somebody has XYZ. So that's the username. Then the privacy, some of this is pretty basic, right? Who can see your future posts? The public, of course. Nobody's going to review. Who will see the people, pages, and lists that you follow, meaning as my page, not what I do in my personal life. Do you want the search engines inside of Facebook to link your page? Of course, like Google, yeah, Bing, whoever, and recommend similar page. So if somebody looks up another social media tutor, they might then see my page. But watch this one. Allow people and pages to message your page. So I have people, especially of the older set, you might call them, who are like, oh my God, Joyce, I don't know. What will I do with those messages? I said, well, just don't get them. Just turn it off. So if you do not want to get anybody messaging your page because you don't feel you could really handle it, sometimes I feel like I should turn this off, but then you would turn that off. Now, a couple more, or just maybe one more to look at. Who can post on your page? Luckily, the default is only me. So what are the options? Just me and the whole wide world? No, be only me. Who can see what others post on your page? Well, it's kind of NA, right? So now allow others to view and leave reviews on your page. Well, yes, you're going to get yo-yos like Real Dan, right? But most of the time it's going to be legit. So why not, right? Who can see posts you're tagged in them? Sure, everybody. Now, here's an interesting one. If you're paranoid or weird things have gone down, you might want to enable this one. So say if Diana said something really bad about me, maybe I'd want to know about my company, that is, before that she tagged, that tag could display with that post, with where my business was tagged. So then you could check this if you're concerned about this. And here is blocking. This is where you can block all different, you can block a page. For example, during political season, sometimes I remember years ago, I'm going to think like at least 2 presidential elections ago, there was somebody who was keen on a client. This person hated my particular client. And there was some sort of business page that talked about like, I hate whoever, and I thought, ooh, so then I blocked that page. I didn't block my friend, but I didn't want to see posts from that business page. That was me, Joyce, doing it. Okay, so now let's just go back about 3 or 4 clicks here. So I want to show you Meta Business Suite. We should be there. Okay. Meta Business Suite. Here we go. Oh, we're good on time. So this is where, watch this, folks. You can see how your posts are doing. See this? Very cool. Oops, I don't know why I did that. Turn down, okay. Lower my hand. All right. See this here? I don't get a lot of traction on Facebook, but look at this. I was at at a seminar. Well, no, it was a webinar. It was a summit. And I posted, probably annoyingly so about it. So I got a lot there. And here's another one when I was back teaching a GED class. That was very popular. Also, though, McLean Community High School reposted that, or I think they tagged me when I've been there. So at any rate, just want to show you what that looks like. It's kind of cool. And so other things here you can go and look at are your notifications. So you'll see when someone has liked your post, see these people have liked my post. So it's a way to track. And then if you have an inbox, then you'll come in to that. Now I happen to have my Facebook and my Instagram connected. So I guess we aren't seeing that. Well, that's a message I sent to my niece. So you'll see that if there's a little red circle, you'll see if there's something you haven't tended to yet. So now we're going to go back, and I'm going to go back this way to post. So if I was to put up a post, I'm not going to do it real time, but I could just say having a great, I have another plan for today's post, but I would just type this in here. I'd have a picture, could have this or a video. And then here's the live video option, which I think frankly is easiest done on the smartphone. And then, you can schedule it through Meta Business Suite, or you can just put it up, right real time. So that's a post. It's not that complicated. Then let's say you had a post that you really want to have stay up higher than the posts that are posted later. So let's take this one I wrote about generosity and see how I can pin this post. I go to the top 3 buttons and then see where it says it's a featured post, meaning that I pinned it. Featured and pinned, it means the same thing. So those are really the main things I wanted to show you. And then I did want to do one more thing. So to show you about this thing of going into the pages So now that's okay. We don't need them. So I'm going back to Joyce Feustel. And so here I am. I'm going up to my cute little granddaughter. Okay, there. All right. Now watch this. When I go into Boomer's social media tutor, now I could comment on a post. If I were to comment or actually share, watch this, share. See, I have all these options because I'm in there as Joyce. See, there's me, there's Joyce. You're commenting as Joyce. So I can share to the feed. I can do a lot of things with it, but I would share that to my feed. And I think fair to say your personal profile on Facebook, those posts get loads more attention than your Facebook page. I mean, I just want to make sure you really know that. So I am right at time. Good Toastmaster me. I'm so proud of myself. That's 20 minutes, just like I planned. Here is where I'm going to just go back to gallery view. I am happy to pop back into Facebook, though, if you need me to go over something. So is anybody, okay, Jennifer's got a question. So just raise your hand like she is. Yeah, go ahead, Jennifer.
What is the advantage to doing a feature, pinning one of your posts?
I think featured would be when people go to check out your page, it might be a post that particularly speaks to you and your like generosity is my middle name. I like to think I give away a lot of time on teaching. So if I did a post that I really resonated with, and maybe especially here in the month of Thanksgiving, that might be a reason to have it up. Or you have an event coming up, Jennifer, and you posted about the event, then I would leave that up until your event was over. Okay. Next question.
So then you can change the.
And you unpin it. You just go back to that feature, aka pin post, and you just unpin it, and then it drops into the chrono order where it was posted in the first place.
Thank you.
Great. Yeah, Elena, make sure to unmute.
Yep, I am unmuting. A question, something you said you can schedule through Meta Business Suite. And I wasn't sure how you do that. Like I've used Hootsuite and scheduling type of software in my previous.
Yeah, if you're already familiar with Hootsuite or other kinds of social media management tools, feel free to just keep using those. And the nice thing about Meta is there's no cost to it.
Right.
I again, this is where I admit my own limitations. When I put posts up on Facebook, I just do it real time. I don't schedule them out. Now, other people will, like Lori, Marie, there's other people here that could speak to that more than me.
Right. Hootsuite does also they no longer have a free version, and it's like all paid. So, and it's
Right.
really expensive. So
Yeah. So, right. So this is an alternative. So that's good.
okay.
Other questions or comments? Anybody else? I did forget
Yeah, I
to
have a
ask at the
question.
beginning who has Facebook business, but anyway, Jay, go ahead, dear.
Yeah, my understanding is that if you don't post and if you don't do it often, that no one sees your page or your information. Is that true?
I would say by and large, that's very true. Even if you post pretty often, you might get 5% would be high, maybe 3% of your people. Like, say I have roughly 1,600 followers. So who's going to see that? Like no more than 5%. But if people comment on your post, Jay, then that will help a lot. It gives, I call it energy, and it boosts the post. So if you have a partner, I know my daughter does this with LinkedIn, a partner that you could make a plan to comment on each other's posts, that will certainly give it more visibility. And probably I should be posting on Facebook like daily. I mean, I
And
do.
when you post, only your followers see it?
Oh, no. Really good point. No, the post is inherently public, just like a website is public. So anybody could see it. So the key is when people share it, then if they shared it, then anybody could see it on Facebook. A good question. Did you have another question or observation?
Yeah, Facebook, I have a Facebook business page, and at once every 4 or 5 months, Facebook notifies me that somebody saw it. So I know that it's not getting any views. But is there a way to find out who visited the page?
No, not really.
That would be helpful.
That would be helpful, wouldn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Elaine Brown, you have a question? I see your hand up. Where are you, Elaine?
Yes, here I am. I'm trying to get my face on there too, so
Yeah.
you can maybe see me as well. I have a question regarding posting or uploading images.
Yeah.
And I've seen some people do sort of a montage of images or collage of images. Is there an app for that? How does that work? How does that happen?
Marie Leslie, queen of everything visual, might have a thought on this. Do you have any suggestions for her? I mean, first off, you need to have a PNG or a JPEG file. I mean, there are certain things that just won't post, like PDFs won't post. So, Marie, do you have any quick couple of thoughts on her question?
Yeah, you can, it's like when you upload to your individual page, your personal page, it'll give you some options for layout. And so you can have like a little collage, or you can use a program like Canva or Photoshop and create it as a single image and upload that if you want to.
Okay.
Yeah, Canva is really great. It's a great tool.
Yeah,
and there's a free version there's still a free version of Canva, right, Marie?
Yeah, there's still a free version.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, other questions?
If someone follows your page,
yes,
then they automatically get it in their feed, right?
no. Oh, no. That's the point we were talking about with Jay. No, if someone follows the page, then they might see it in their feed, but probably not. No, if they have been commenting on it, hi Elizabeth. If they've been commenting on your previous posts, then there's a higher chance that they'll see it. That's true for you as a person. If you follow someone, you comment on theirs a lot, or even like or love it or something, you're more likely to see more posts from them. No, there's no guarantee at all.
So what's the advantage to asking people to follow you then?
Well, that they might be more likely to see it. I mean, if they don't follow you, there's like a pretty, even very remote chance they'll see it. Now, one thing I just might show before we wrap up, I know if anybody has to leave, I completely understand. Let me just share something really quick with you. I wasn't sure if we'd have enough time, but I think I'll just do it here real quick. So let's say I follow, here I am Boomers, and I'm going to go to the AARP And those are my people, right? And there's AARP, and I'm following this page. So can everybody hopefully see AARP? Okay, now watch this, folks. So if I go over here and I'm following here, now when I click on liked, or I've liked it, see here, I could make them a favorite. So Jennifer, that's what I would do with people that are in your inner circle and you don't want them to miss a post. There's a very strong likelihood they make your page a favorite, and there's a limited number, I think about 30. So see, this is here. So that's the thing to do, is make it be a favorite as opposed to just the default.
But they have to follow you first.
Yeah.
And then they can make it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then they have these choices.
Okay.
Then they have these choices. Yeah. Okay. I'm glad I got to show you that really quick. So I do want to talk briefly about next time. We have this amazing presenter, Susan Mann, who Lori knows her well. She's coming to talk with us about, I'm just going to pull this up and at least read it to you. Let me do a quick share. One more share of screen. There's been so many changes in Google business profiles. There used to be Google business pages. So she's going to talk about what are the secrets to local search with your Google business profile. This is her area of expertise. She is incredible. She helped me a couple of years ago getting it even started. It was before I had one, but I wasn't doing a darn thing with it. So that's another place to really help you with your search engine optimization, is your Google business profile. Very important, often overlooked. And you can even put videos up now, but it isn't intuitive where to put them, whatever. So I was also thinking, if anybody knows somebody who does YouTube, that's part of their offerings, or they use a lot themselves, thinking maybe looking at you, Marie, and Lori especially. I would love to have a presenter, I thought January, for YouTube, because we haven't had one. I was looking at what people have asked for, for sites, when they sign up, and they'll say, I want Facebook, I want TikTok, whatever. So so she's coming December 12th. That's Susan Mann. And then January is yet to be decided. I almost always decide by about the first Saturday or so in, say, December, I'll know my presenter for January. Because when I send my newsletter out, I like to have that like a little sneak peek ahead. And if you don't subscribe to my newsletter, just pop me an email, and I'd love to get you on the list. Because I've gotten some nice feedback on it, especially the last one I wrote was nice. Talked about a sweet friend of mine who passed away. That was hard. So it's just been wonderful having you all here. Welcome, especially to the first timers. Yay. And as I said, I'll be sending you out the slide deck that I used. And also the link to this recording will come to you. I try to do within 48 hours, but I have a lot of speaking engagements.